And as long as I work in my desired zone, I consider myself a successful person. So I'm very conscious of what those things are, which for me, I could share with you, it's creating systems, creation, I think is the ultimate common denominator. And then everything else has to be handed off to other people who can do it better than me.
We're getting some insight into how you think about business, or like the mindset that you bring to business. How does your business mindset show up in your personal life?
It's all about expectations. A lot of people just have expectations of how things should be. I'm not making enough money. I'm not doing this. So how come I'm not getting clients? These are all like, again, your focus is going to what you think you deserve. Instead, you got to realize nobody owes you anything and the world doesn't owe you anything. So instead, don't think about what you get out of it. Always try to, again, it's an ongoing thing for everybody, is to think about how can I give first without expecting anything in return. The lifelong journey that we're all on to constantly refine ourselves to be all about giving, but that really is the secret sauce to life. How do I know this? Is because I'm a religious person, and ultimately the very important question is, why did God create the world? One of the answers is in Judaism is because God is all giving, and he wants to give you an opportunity to be able to be like him and to be also all giving. So be like God, be all giving without expecting anything in return. That obviously manifests itself in different aspects of life, including business. So the people that are very all about giving and being a good person, those are people that look around. Those are the most successful people around you. Versus the selfish people, like, what's in it for me? What will I get out of it? How does it benefit me? All those people are usually short-term gainers that maybe they could do well, but in long-term, they're miserable and they're not going to do that well in life. So be a long-term thinker, and I'll make it all about giving.
That's so good. I wrote down what you think you deserve. That's so interesting. That's so true. Even thinking about, why don't I have this number of clients that I'm wanting? Like the questions that you were just asking or posing, and that the people think that they actually deserve that. It takes you out of the work. It takes you out of the game when you ask yourself those questions, instead of, which no one would probably consciously think, although maybe some would, I deserve this. But that's exactly that's the tone of all of it, right? And we talk a lot about going on facts, not feelings. And that's very feeling emotion, like pity, self-pity, like I deserve more, I should have more. Instead of, if you want more, stay in the game and figure out, like, okay, tweak what you're doing and continue to learn and put the next foot forward and then evaluate. And if you stay in that game, then like you said, you focus on the action every day. The results will come. You just have to keep focusing and keep taking the next right steps and to the best of your ability. So it just seems it ties in really well with everything else you've said.
Yeah. And also it's a very integral part of another huge aspect of our life, which is our relationships with people, especially with our spouse, with our close friends. If your mind goes towards, this person said this person didn't do this for me, this person didn't invite me, those are all the wrong mindsets to have. When was the last time you invited somebody over? When was the last time you were nice to somebody and got them a random gift? So, and also, when it comes to your spouse, stop expecting things. Just focus on giving. And you're happy when you give, not when you receive. It's very temporary. When you receive something, yeah, it feels good. But long-lasting happiness comes from ultimately giving.
Absolutely. So good. I definitely have some more questions I want to ask you. Over the years, as you've built what you've built and you've done what you've done, and you've experienced what you've experienced, what helps you stay the course with a commitment that you've made?
It's working in my desired zone, realizing what I'm good at. I'm also what I enjoy doing, being very conscious of that. There's a very practical way to come up with that. It was actually in one of my trainings that I taught this. If you just go on YouTube, search how to hire virtual assistants, legal funnel. In the first half of this training, where ultimately I teach people how to delegate essentially. But before you delegate, you got to learn all the stuff that you're doing that you probably shouldn't be doing, so you can know what to delegate. And it comes from, let me see if I can pull out the book. I think I put it away, but it's basically, the idea is everybody works on tasks that's broken down into 4 types. First type is the stuff that you don't enjoy doing and you're not necessarily good at. That's your drudgery zone. The stuff that you don't like doing, that you're not good at. The second zone, which is your disinterest zone, which is stuff that you're good at but you don't enjoy doing. The third zone is stuff that you enjoy at, but you're not necessarily good at, such as creating your website. Maybe some people, a lot of lawyers create their own websites. That falls into that thing. And the last zone, which is where we want to be, is your desired zone, which is all the stuff that you're good at and you also enjoy doing. And that's where I think pure success comes from. That's what success means to me. Not necessarily how much money you make. I want to be a happy person and a successful person working in my desired zone. As long as I work in my desired zone, I consider myself a successful person. So I'm very conscious of what those things are, which for me, I could share with you, it's creating systems, creation, I think is the ultimate common denominator. And then everything else has to be handed off to other people who can do it better than me, or automate it using tools that can get a lot of these things off your hands, or eliminate it completely. Stop doing those things. Every day I wake up, I get out of bed. Today I woke up at 5:30 for no reason, and started working, and I'm happy every single day because I'm working my desired zone. So if you're not happy, you feel burnt out, go figure out what the stuff that you enjoy doing, what you're good at, and hopefully be able to, over time, be able to hand off everything else or eliminate it completely, or learn how to automate it.
Can you say the names of the 4 categories again? Drudgery was the first one. What were the other names? Or do you remember?
This is not, by the way, it's not my thing. That's I'm gonna pull out the book. There we go. I found the book.
Oh, cool.
The book, it's called, let me put on my camera, Free to Focus.
Oh, yeah.
Free to Focus. So yeah, it's all there. I'm not sure. I forgot what the names are. I think it was Drudgery Zone, Disinterest Zone, something else, and then Desired Zone.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I'll have to check out your video, and everybody here should do that too. There's not anybody listening to this podcast or this live that should not go check that out. So that's great. So you would say that is doing that thing, making sure that your focus is in the interest zone is the thing that allows you to continue forward with your commitment. Even when stuff is hard, you still get to show up for the work that you enjoy. It's not drudgery.
Exactly.
Yeah. I would also, that makes me think that you likely, not that you don't push for things or you want to see certain things happen by certain time, like a deadline, meaning like a goal. So you have a goal you want to meet at a certain, at the end of the year, let's say. My hunch is you strike me as someone who understands or abides by, of course you'll do what you can to get there, but it doesn't mean anything if you didn't hit it on time. You just stay in your zone of interest, you keep going. The goal will be hit. It's just, maybe it didn't happen exactly when you were planning for, but it will be hit. Is that true? A
goal or a task without a time definition is just a wish list.
Yes.
A lot of people I get people to do things. I'm gonna do it. Great. When? Next week. What day? Tuesday. Yes. What time? Tuesday at 9 a.m. So after you have everything, just have a rule of thumb from this point forward. Anything you need to get done, it needs to have that time attached to it. So yeah. Yes. Again, I learned how to learn this myself, and not everything I look at has to have again, practically is like in my to-do list. I know I'm doing it that day.
Absolutely. Tell us about a challenge that you're facing now. You've been through a lot of challenges. You've overcome a lot of barriers in the past, but what are you facing now?
It's, I think, a challenge that a lot of law firm owners are probably going to have the next couple of years, which is finding good people to hire. I have infinite business ideas and business things that I know with 100% certainty it will make money, but I just don't have enough people to be able to manage and direct the vision. Unfortunately, because again, I don't want to get political, but because of all the money printing and all them, handing away money, a lot of people don't want to work. Their expectations have changed. They expect to get paid more or something like that. So it's very hard, at least I know where I am in Los Angeles, it's been very tough finding enough good people to hire. So I'm always on the lookout for, and at this point, it doesn't even have to be in Los Angeles. It could be even virtually, wherever they are. So if you guys, I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to put it out to the universe that if you are looking to work with a very forward-thinking law firm, definitely have plenty of positions available. Basically my secret sauce is figuring out exactly what you're good at and what you enjoy doing, and I basically fit you in that role exactly. So that I imagine it will be the biggest challenge for most law firm owners in the next couple of years.
Do you have specific tools or philosophies that you abide by with hiring? Like, do you have a certain assessment that you love to use? And how do you think about hiring? There's some people that say, and it probably depends on the role, but there's some people that say if they have the right attitude, that's what I need, and I can help shape them. Or are you want skills and attitude, like both have to come in a package? I know it's ideal, but
the skill doesn't matter as much. For me, again, I think the first layer is just understanding what you're good at and what you enjoy doing. That's the first thing. Second is what's your vision?
What if they don't know that?
Then that's a problem.
Well, the reason I asked that is I was wondering if you like have an assessment that extracts that out of people.
No, just through questions. Do you enjoy? I give them some categories. Do you enjoy talking to people? Do you doing things behind a computer?
Yeah.
No, so those are like the major categories that I give, and I usually like, oh, I like talking to people. Okay, good. Then you could be, you could talk. You could talk to people.
Okay, sweet.
So first, understanding that. Second is like, what's your long-term vision to see where they're heading, where their head is at, right? So you want them to be a long-term kind of thinker. Nobody short-term. I don't hire anybody short-term. If I get any sense of clue that you're like a short-term, that you're just using me as a stepping stone, I'm sorry, I will not hire you. And third is just being a good person, essentially. Being willing to listen, be courteous, be somebody that we want to enjoy working with. If you have attitude and all that stuff, yeah, obviously there's no room for that. So it's all people-centered kind of interviews, not necessarily your skills. I barely look at resumes. I just ask questions freely.
Lawyer Nation, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, take a moment right now to subscribe right below and turn on the bell notification to get notified every time I post a video, because right now I'm posting 5 videos a week, providing lots of value to lawyers. So click right here to subscribe, and to watch the next most relevant video, click right here. Go do it. Go watch it.